I think we're pretty much, this is a wrap up for today. And Craig is there. He is. Craig Cardinal's just going to come up and have a few words. Craig's what are you, Craig, for BTAA? I was going to say chief, but chief's the wrong word. What is chair? That's the word.
Whatever you want to call me. Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Craig Cardinal. I'm the chair of the BTAA and also the inaugural chair of the Australian Brain Tumour Collaborative. Before I go around and thank everybody and acknowledge their efforts, I just wanted to give the opportunity for the patients and the families and carers to understand a couple of things that are happening in the Australian advocacy landscape for brain cancer, because it's probably not fully aware to you. The importance of these type of COGNO programs can't be understated. My first engagement with one of these was in 2019 at Darling Harbour. Pardon me. And it was, very enlightening. There was a similar theme back then, but as Marina highlighted, so much has changed in those 5 years. Hearing the presentations today, the depth of understanding that is out there, the activities from the support groups is significantly advanced compared to where it was in a short period of time. So there's a lot of positives happening, but these forums are absolutely critical. When you look at the brain cancer advocacy landscape, it's large, it's diverse. I wouldn't say it's complex, but there are a lot of stakeholders out there advocating and doing different things in isolation that are having big impacts to the brain cancer community. The part about it, though, irrespective of the size and work of those bodies, government still leaves us out, and we are missing the mark in a few areas. So in December 2022, 8 national foundations come together that you can see down the bottom there, with the latest one, the 9th one, about to join, hopefully. I need to talk to Hariana and Jackie about that. But so the aim of that Australian Brain Tumour Collaborative is purely to provide a united voice to government on the more intractable issues. So it's not for the collaborative to overtake any of those individual functions and support services and so forth, but it's clearly to inject a single united voice into government and try and bring about awareness and change. There's a few stark reminders about how much we're missing the mark. So in the second quarter of 2023 to the first quarter of 2024, the NDIA made a blanket decision to remove brain cancer patients' access to the NDIA. And that took 10 months through the collaborative with support from the National Advocacy Service to overturn. And so I was dealing with the Minister and the head of the departments and Deputy Chief, the CEO CEO of NDIA that made those decisions. They're all compassionate, good people, but they don't understand it, and so there's a gap there. November last year, the government announced a $166 million program called the Australian Cancer National Navigator Program, which will roll out 100 general cancer nurses in Australia under the McGrath Foundation. And underneath that program, there's 3 other streams. One of those streams is called the Specialist Service or Support Services stream. There's 12 cancers involved in that stream. They were given $40 million collectively by government to go and set up frameworks for their community. Brain cancer was not on there. And we've been fighting with the ministers since, and we're about to be more forthright in our engagement. But I just want people to understand, they may not be aware of the strength and the depth of advocacy for brain cancer individually. But for events like this, where it's a COGNO event, I can see 5 or 6 different organisations here supporting it. I know the Brain Cancer Group and BTAA put a lot of effort in coming together, so I just want people to be aware that individually, brain cancer has a lot of support out there, and collectively together under that collaborative, they come together seamlessly, and they're maturing their model, and they'll be fighting government and making sure brain cancer equities are properly represented and we don't get missed like we've been getting missed lately. There's an event on the 20th of November called Head to the Hill. It's a BTAA event that you may or may not have heard about. This is the second year. The last year, the inaugural event was late last year, and it was a concept from the Secretary of BTAA, Diane Dunn. And the aim of that event is to have patients and families come together on the lawns of Parliament House and to meet with parliamentarians and to hear the problems and hear the requests from patients, families and advocacy communities. So I encourage you to look at the BTAA website, and if you're able to come there, that'd be fantastic. If you can't, you can see different ways you can support that event to help us get a clear message to government. So you may be out, there's templates in there to write to your local member and ask them to be down on the lawns as we're telling politicians what the issues for our community are. As the model matures for the collaborative, it'll become, I guess, more able to proactively engage government instead of playing whack-a-mole with government every time they miss us and try and go and fix problems. So I just wanted people to be aware of that. I'm not too sure if people have an understanding. There's not a big digital presence on the collaborative at the moment. There will be some presence coming up, but that's what we're doing out there. So that's all I have to say. But obviously, Marina, thanks again for your very thoughtful and skilled facilitation as usual. You make it look very seamless, and you bring a lot of experience and knowledge to it. So we're grateful. And of course to the Brain Cancer Group, who go to a lot of effort with BTAA to make this happen. And like I say, I can't understate how important these forums are for advocacy groups to hear, so we can get the message and come together. That's all I got. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the end of the session for this year. I've really enjoyed today. I hope you all have as well. Just coming together and meeting different people, meeting other carers, other patients. I think it's really invaluable. And as Craig said, just to fly the banner for patients with brain tumours and get the support that they need. So once again, thanks very much for coming. We'll see you next year.